thought of is how can we improve power to weight ratio, because that's all what it's about. It's just it's more of an electric drag race what we're doing here. So okay, what do you need to go fast? Okay, you need high acceleration, so a lot of horsepower and less weight. So that was the first design consideration, and we tried different designs. So one big motor, two big motors, two big motors on the same shaft. That was also a pretty cool idea. But in the end, we saw these very small motors, and these have a very good power to weight ratio. So we went with that solution. The simulations just showed that that would be the best option to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So what we wanted to achieve is a very strong and a safe, reliable chassis, because when you accelerate inside the vacuum tube so fast, there's a lot of forces that act on the pod. And in order to keep everything straight, everything contained on the pod, you have to make sure that it's very, very strong. A lot stronger often than what you would see in normal cars, because the acceleration and deceleration is not as high. Batteries are inside these two pressure vessels on the side of the pod. The reason that we put them inside a pressure vessel is because they are not rated for vacuum. So we want to keep them at 1 bar. We want to keep them at the atmospheric pressure. Basically, that gives you the reliability that the cells, when they are exposed to vacuum, they can expand, and that could be a risk for explosion or a battery fire. So when you keep them inside the pressure vessel, you are sure that will not happen.
Especially in the Netherlands, aviation, there's a lot of from the environment, people are not liking it so much. There's a lot of noise pollution, a lot of environmental pollution, so people actually want to get rid of aviation. So that's why Hyperloop actually already comes in. So we'll use station distance of like 500 kilometers, which means we can connect like Amsterdam, Brussels, Paris, or Amsterdam, Berlin. In a plane it would take like 40 minutes to an hour, it depends a little, but then you need to be at the airport like 2 hours in advance. And for the Hyperloop, we want to organize it in such a fashion that you can arrive at the Hyperloop station, get on board, and just be in Paris in 30 minutes.
This is like really the first opportunity to create something that's a fundamentally new mode of transport, and there's two parts to it, obviously creating the pod and the engineering associated with the pod in the vacuum tube, and then creating the tunnels. And what this competition is encouraging people to think about new modes of transport, things that could radically transform cities and the way people get around, and really try something that's going to be a radical improvement. Like I said, there's so many things in the world that cause people to be kind of depressed about the future, and like so pessimistic, and I think what you're doing here is one of those things that makes people excited about the future.